Hi guys, this is Banished and welcome back to another episode for Banished. So sit back and relax and enjoy this episode. If you guys are new to my channel, go down below and hit that subscribe button. If you guys have been here before, well, welcome back. I love having you guys here. And if you guys love this video, go down below and smash that like button. Today, we are finally back with another episode of Banished. I'm sorry it's been so long since the last episode. I've been so busy at work, plus also trying to work on my second YouTube channel. I work basically doing cars for my other YouTube channel, and I just picked up a project for my other channel. So I've been working on trying to get that all situated. So if any of you are interested in cars or anything like that and want to go check out my secondary channel, I'll put a link in the description below, or I'll put a tag up at the top so you guys can go check out that other page. But today we are finally back with Banished, and we have a lot of things that happened and they were not really that great for our city. So what happened? Why do we have so many tools that are needed? Why are people freezing? And why is our population now down to 168 people? Well, put it simply, we expanded way too quick again. This area up here, when we put in all this housing up here, this like shot up our population like crazy. And doing all the detailing over in this area and here, I kind of just lost track of the food, and the food really started to plummet once a lot of the children that were in the area started becoming adults. So that was kind of more or less what was going on. So we are now finally at a point where I stabilized everything. This took forever to stabilize. When I mean forever, I mean like it took me about probably an hour and a half to 2 hours to get this all stabilized again, but we were rocketing down with our population. If we go into some of the stats, you can go into here, go to graph, look at that. Yeah, we were having some beautiful population growth. We were up to, wow, a population total of like probably about 1,300 people, and we just dropped off a cliff right there. So that's definitely an issue that we were running into. We've been running into this issue throughout the whole entire episode and series for Banished, but we've kind of figured out a way to go about fixing that, and now we're kind of running back into those issues again, sadly. So what I have been doing to try to prevent this all from crashing down, I went ahead, and if you see all the stop symbols in here, I basically went ahead and put stops on every single industry area I possibly could here. The idea of doing that is if there's no industry in certain areas, hopefully a lot of the people will congregate over towards the areas where they're more suited to live and where there's actually work to be done. So for example, we have a lot of work that needs to be done over here with the fields and stuff like that. So a lot of the people are now moving into a lot of these homes out here outside of our city that are closer to the farms and allowing them to live at least closer to their work. So that is the first thing that I worked on doing, was trying to just basically limit what people were working on. While I was doing that, also I was focusing mostly on what was the most important thing. The most important thing to us was getting food. So I worked on basically just getting farms and also any kind of gathering material such as fishing, dredging. I also have hunting and gathering, and there's a few other areas in here too that I was focusing directly on, just cutting as many people out of other industries and putting them directly into food production, because that was most important to prevent us all from starving. So that's kind of the next step that I took. After I did that step, I basically then went ahead and started cutting people from the next resource jobs that are kind of more important. So for example, like logging, also I cut people from mining, those kind of areas, because at the point where we were, I really need people to get into the food industry. So getting rid of people out of the forests and also the mining was the next biggest step. And I concentrated those people directly in on basically just working on basically resource making, so such as tools, and also I focused them on clothing. So the idea is to try to keep people's the bare necessities as possible to keep people living and functioning in our community. So that was what I was focusing on, and just trying to get us really to a point where we could actually thrive again. And we're back to a point now, I would say, where things are stabling and getting better for us. You can see our tool production is starting to go down just since we started this episode. So that is really good. I'm happy to see that. And right now, this is probably a manageable size for, you know, what we have. as we continue to grow back up towards those population limits that we were at earlier, we're definitely gonna have to expand some more food. And I'm not gonna expand food this time, maybe down over here as much, because I feel like at this point we are running into a lot of issues with expanding food down here, and it's getting hard for food to travel all the way up to our city locations, and then especially all the way up to now this area over here, our kind of industrial hub. So we're gonna have to work on that. We're definitely gonna be putting in eventually some more homes in this area. That's kind of what I want to do, is fill out this area worth of homes here, and then once that's kind of filled up, we got to kind of then decide what we want to do, whether we are going to, we're probably going to put some homes in here, but I'm also thinking we might put like our castle, our main fortress right over here for us. So those are kind of just some long-term future goals for this episode. But for right now, like I mentioned, we are just working on surviving and continuing to grow this series that we have going, because once we die, kind of the series is over. So we definitely want to continue this going. So what I'm going to do for right now, I'm going to just let this run and try to gather as many resources as possible, try to stack up a pile of food here. And then once we get a lot of food piled in here and we start getting more secure with our resources, such as wood, stone, ore, and food, those resources, once those are kind of locked in, I'll come back with you guys and I'll give you some updates along the way. But we basically just killed off like, geez, almost like 90% of our population, 95% of our population basically gone like that within, I'd say, an hour. So that's definitely a big bummer, because it took a while to get up to that much population size, but hopefully we can rebound back pretty quickly here, and people will start reproducing, making more babies. And as you can see, we also have a bunch of nomads that keep coming in here, so that is one thing. This is probably about 300 nomads right here. We're not going to accept them because we definitely don't have the food supply for it. So we're just going to keep, like I mentioned, just trying to get back to where we were, and I'll keep you guys updated with how the progress is going. So I'll be back with you guys in a few more seconds. Okay guys, and we are back. We are definitely having a lot of difficulties getting our population kind of situated again. We are up to about, let's see, where is our total population currently? We go into our graphs, we are around, say, just 600 people living in this community again. And once again, now we are starting to drop off pretty steeply with people starving. Not sure entirely why this is happening again. Before, I had over basically double this population and people were at that point starting to starve. So I'm not entirely sure why we're having these issues right now. I partially think it has to deal with how we're trying to get the food to our markets and stuff like that. It's just taking forever for food to really get places, and that's why people are starting to starve once again. I'm hoping that we can actually get all this food processed and harvest this time around. If we can do that, I really think that we will be okay. You can really see stuff like in here, we're not really doing all that well, and we are now having to wait to try to get some more buildings built. I tried to get as much as we could started here because I'm trying to grow out our fields. It's not working as well as I was hoping, but we're gonna have to see. I've also added a few fields up here because these are very close to our town, and I figured having them close to the town would be good to just try to get food moving back and forth in between our cities here. But once again, this is still not working. It looks like our populations are once again just dramatically just declining. It's getting pretty frustrating to definitely try to get this to work out here. Hopefully we can get this working because I really want to get back to building out the city. Like, this place really looks really nice, but it's just running into a lot of difficulties here trying to get everything working, and everyone dying off so quickly is just not really all that fun. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on how the progress is going. We, like I said, we're up again once to around 600 people living in our community. Hopefully we can stabilize the food again. I'm hoping we can get about a surplus of maybe a few, I don't know, few thousand in here just to try to get food going pretty good, but I have no idea. We're gonna have to see how this is gonna work out, and yeah, I'm gonna just keep you guys updated as we continue going through this process and get everything all figured out. So I'll be back with you guys with another update once things are a little bit further along. Hopefully by then we'll have all this starving population figured out, and we'll have things cleaned up a little bit more. I'm trying to add a few more homes out in these areas, and also a few markets and kind of smaller town locations to try to encourage people to live further away from our city. And then, like I mentioned also, I think I'm going to start adding some fields up and around the outskirts here of our city just to try to keep the population happy over here. We'll see how this goes, and I'll keep you guys updated. Okay guys, and we are finally back. We have now grown our population back up to a substantial amount of individuals. We have a total population of adults of around 700 people, which is really good. We're back kind of close to where we were before, and things are going really well currently. Population wise is growing well. Our full production for all food is going super well. Also, we still have all the industry is not working just because we don't have enough workers for it, but also up here for our ships, all of our ships and ports are working, so they are going out capturing also food for us. So that's going really well too. So I'd say right now our food is running in tip-top shape, and just to make sure that we don't run into any issues anymore, we're gonna finish up this episode today with a pretty decent food expansion, basically just going ahead, adding in more livestock pens, adding in just more area in general for us, because I'm tired and I'm getting sick and tired of basically killing off the population as we go through this. So I just want to really solidify this kind of growth, and we're gonna just build a bunch of pens and pastures out here, more or less just because I feel like this would be a good area to kind of build them. They're kind of on the edge of the map, and overall we'll definitely be able to get a good amount of production probably out of these locations. So let's see here. So that's not gonna work, so we got to come over one, probably to there. Yeah, let's try that. How does that work? We're gonna do that for another pasture. So we're gonna build a few pastures over in here, try to get this going. We're not gonna move any more this way because this is where we have some foresting activity, and we want to keep that pretty stable over there. But over down here, we're gonna start expanding down into here. You can see I had a bunch of laborers working down here, cutting away, getting things ready for us. So what I'm gonna do is, the first thing we're gonna do is on the opposite side of this bridge, we're gonna place a barn, because getting a barn over here, I feel like that would be a, first of all, good location just to have resources to go back and forth. We're also gonna place a distribution barn over here. So let's do that. And then last but not least, let's see here. We also need just some areas to pile up some resources. So we're gonna actually put that over here. Boom, there we go. So that should be pretty good. We can get some extensions of the roads over here now. There we go, just like that. All right, cool. So that's good. We're gonna have that. Probably what we're also gonna need to do is add some homes along the water over here. Once again, just to allow it to continue to grow and keep people close to our farms. So let's also get some expansions of homes down here. Like I said, I'm not trying to increase our population too much, but there are things that are necessary to make sure that we stay not profitable, but I'd say stay at least alive. And one of the important things is making sure that people are living close to where they work. So let's make sure that this is a priority going forward, because that's how we kind of ran into an issue last time. We forgot all about it, and then we had to pay the price. So let's do that and see if we can squeeze one last one in there. Nope, not gonna fit. All right, so we will just delete out this last building and delete out this other one to keep it symmetrical. I like everything pretty symmetrical. And then let's go and put one of these things on the end here. Bam, there we go. So just get a few houses over there. Okay guys, and we are back. This is kind of what we have made over in this area here. We've added 6 fields, all that are producing rye, as you could tell. We also have added then a bunch of just I'd say other settlement like objects such as homes. We have a market over here, we have some barns, distribution. We also have a trading port and some fishing areas, just to kind of make this area a little bit more useful going forward. What we are going to do now though is we're going to expand these fields out this way, once again with the idea that we're trying to get some more rye going in this area. Rye is really good, like I mentioned earlier, for producing bread and stuff like that. So we are just going to try to get some of this land going here for us, because I really want to see how this goes. I've never really had through all the times I've played an episode or just played this for my own enjoyment, I've never really had I'd say a substantial amount of production coming from, what is it, like bakery or anything like that. So I'm definitely going to try to make that happen with this here. I think this area down here is going to be mostly made up of just fields that we can use then to produce rye, and then also then probably bake a bunch of stuff. So that is kind of what the idea is going for over here. Just trying to get this built out, like I said earlier, probably as fast as possible. So over here, we're probably also going to maybe put some markets and also maybe some bakeries to try to maybe keep that flow going. If you go into here, let's see, how does it look right now? Do we have, so we still have 900 rye in there. That is a decent amount of rye. These I could probably bump up to about 2 people a piece. Yeah, because in here we got a lot of rye that's building up. So let's bump this thing up. There we go. That's good. So we have 10 of these workers working in those areas here. That would be definitely a good start for us. What I'm going to do here in the middle, though, let's see, what do bakeries even look like in here? I have some bakeries up in the center part of town using these structures, but I want to see if we can actually use, so we can do this, a medieval windmill or water mill. Let's place this here. I want to see how this works. So we're going to get one of those in here, try to see how that actually functions for us. I think that'd be kind of cool. This would be similar to like those mills up there. And then what we can also do, it looks like we're gonna have to get these bakeries in here. I didn't really want to put them over here, but we could put a bakery, say, right there. That'd be kind of cool. And then we can extend out some more houses this way, just to try to keep people living down in this area close to where we're trying to produce. Let's see here. That is definitely the biggest thing we got going for us, trying to keep populations spread out evenly across our cities. That's why we were having issues earlier. All right, so there we go. Let's just get this going. This is going to be definitely a little bit just trying to get all these homes situated. But I think once again, this will be worth it getting this all together. There we go. That looks good. Let's close this off here on the end. Perfect. And we're going to rotate this and do this exact same thing again. Just trying to get some similarities here. Okay. Boom. And then let's also now extend these out here. Okay, cool. Nope, don't want that one. I want this. Okay. Let's see, there, and we're gonna now close this off with the final touches. Cool. So now we have another little housing block over here for where this now should go. We'll have this over here, and then I think what I'm gonna try also, we have some food going into the cities. So yeah, I'm only gonna leave one bakery out here just to see how this works, but the rest of all the flour that we make here at these mills, we're gonna pump it all into the cities, try to create some bread that way. So we'll see how that goes, but it should be pretty interesting. Let's get this just situated too for some more rye. And we're gonna start this season, but these guys are not gonna complete 100% probably by the end, which is fine. I'm okay with that. So let's get that. Cool. So we have a lot of rye over here. I know I know you guys will probably say, why are you placing, you know, basically fields next to each other with the same crops in it? That's a great way to have your crops get diseases and get killed off. But personally, right now, I'm just trying to get the flour and flour production really going. So that's what I'm going for right now. I'm going to take that chance and see how this works. And then what we got to finish off here with is just adding a few paths in this area to at least let the workers roam and walk a little bit quicker than what they would without these paths. I like them getting to their places a little bit quicker so we can try to get some more production out of them. So let's do that. And then this is going to also go out here. Perfect. And I'm going to take this and shoot this over here like that. Cool. All right, that works. And I'm going to do the similar thing just like that. See, can I make something nice out of this? I can. All right, cool. So that kind of works. And then once again, like always, you can add some decoration just to make things look just a little bit nicer and a little bit more complete. So let's add a tree there. We're gonna add also, say, a tree. Those might be pretty close together. We're gonna add that a little bit more of a space there. And once again, now let's just add some bushes down here. We'll bushify the area. And let's go there, there, and there. Cool. So that's kind of that. We're gonna have to let this kind of build up a little bit. This is gonna take also just a little bit of time to get things going. You can see, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to let this run for just a little bit of time to try to get this running more efficiently and also get everything built, because it's gonna take a little bit. So while this is building, let's just do a quick little walk around of the settlements over here. Everything now in here is running definitely way more efficient. I really like how this is coming together, everything, and it's working really good. Up here we are still not 100% with all of our industry, but that's okay. We have definitely a good amount of tools going, and we're running low on clothes, but we are working on that right now, getting linen together to try to then actually get some kind of clothing to be made. So that will definitely be produced pretty soon. If we go over into here, so linen right here, how much is this produced? So you can see it is making linen, which that is really, really good. We want to see that. I'm happy at least with that being produced. Overall, our ports now are operating once again, and I really like these ports. I love how this part of the city over here came out. You guys will have to let me know what you think about this area also down in the comment section. Personally, for me, this is probably one of my favorite parts of the build, and I love this fort over here. I think this just looks really cool, and it kind of just finishes up the area up here. What we're going to be doing now, finally, that we got everything all under control, the next episode is going to be expanding into this area here, just a little bit more industry. This is going to be the last bit of our industrial expansion over here, and then what we're going to do is probably fill up most of this area here with some I'll probably say some more residential buildings. It's going to be definitely a big in population increase again, so that's why we have to try to once again keep up with food production so this doesn't drop. And from there, we're going to then try to probably expand up and around over here with some more homes, try to get this population up a good amount. I really want to see how high we can really boost this population and really sustain it over this series and build. Last time we were around, I think 1,500 when we crashed and burned. Right now, let's see what our population's at. So we are actually very close, I would say. So we're probably around 1,300, and we are probably right now, total population wise, pretty damn close. We're probably around 1250. Our adult population is definitely a little lower right now, but that is fine. That is going to grow. You guys can see we started off this episode right here at the bottom. That is an awful lot of loss from where we were in the previous episode, and I've been working very hard to bring back this population all the way up to where it is now. It has probably taken me a combination of about 2 to 3 days to get this population back up to where it is. That's why one reason why I haven't put out a lot of videos, because this is just taking so long to get back up the population, and I don't really want to show you guys just the slow process of waiting, trying to get population growth back. It's just a very monotonous task, and it takes a long time. But the good part is that we were able to save our city. Basically what we had to do was just put all of our resources into food production to try to just save people, and it worked out in the end. So that is definitely a good part, and I'm happy with exactly how this all came out. So I personally think for today's episode, we are going to end it here today. This is going to get built probably and just finish everything off camera. It's not going to take too long to build this, but it basically looks the exact same as how this is over here. Just a little bit of an extension going this way. And we're going to then definitely hopefully hope that we get a lot more baking goods coming in the next couple episodes, because should start producing an awful lot of flour. Yeah, these things are making around probably 250 a pop, which if we then go all the way up here, let's see, these bakeries, how are they working? So yeah, wow, we're making about 1,000 loaves of bread. That is awesome. I am so happy to see that we're actually making a good amount of food out of this. That was definitely, wow, holy crap. Hardtack, we're making 1,400 pieces of hardtack last season. So, okay, so that is going really, really good. I'm happy with how things are. So yeah, we are going to end today's episode for Banished. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it was definitely a little whirlwind of an episode going around trying to get back up our population and getting back to basically where we were in the previous episode. But I hope you guys could kind of see how I go about saving a city from crashing and burning, basically just trying to put all resources into the most vital areas and just concentrating as much as you can in those areas. So yeah, if you guys want to see more details on such examples as this, like crashing and burning and how to save the city, let me know. I could definitely add more details. I'm just trying not to bore you guys as much with all the little minute parts of the build, trying to keep you guys more interacted and the more main parts I'm featuring and showing you guys those parts. So like I said, guys, as always, my name is Banished. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked this episode of Banished, go down below, smash that like button, and subscribe to the channel. I'd also love to hear any comments you guys have on this build so far. The build is coming along, and we have a bunch more to do. So definitely hit that notification button because we'll have more episodes coming out very soon. I promise I am back now, and we will definitely be getting more episodes out in probably 1 or 2 more this week. So definitely come back for those episodes. So on that note, guys, I will see you all in the next episode. See you guys later.